In this video, we'll be talking about another data structure in Python, which is dictionary. So I've actually created videos on other data structures, which are lists and tuple. If you want to know everything about list and tuple, I'll drop the link in the description below for you to see them. So now dictionaries are unordered collections of key value pairs. Unordered in the sense that if you give a dictionary, its output might not be the same arrangement as it was before output. Okay, so now it's a collection of key value pairs. Key value pairs means the dictionary are always in pairs with a key which is used to look up the value. Let me use our phone book for an example. You have names and number. When you open your phone book, what you see is the name. At the back end is the number. So now that name you see is the key. It is used to look up the values. Okay, so now dictionary contains same thing. The keys are used to look up the values in the pairs. So now those keys must be unique and they are also immutable. That is, you cannot modify the keys. While values can be of any type. Okay, values can be of any data type, either boolean, string, integer, float, bit, anyone. So now I will start off by showing you how to create a dictionary. So to create a dictionary, let me give my variable a name. Let me say for instance date is equal to, use the curly braces to create your dictionary. You can insert value into it. For instance, let me say name. So now this name is the key. It will be used to look up Ngozi in this dictionary. Okay, so dictionaries are always in pairs. So let me say for instance grade say A, then age 25. So dictionaries are always in pairs. These way dictionaries are presented. So if I print my dic, so this is the way to create dictionary. So there are basically two ways to create a dictionary. Let me show you the second way to create dictionary. For instance, let me say empty dic equal to just your braces. Okay, so now if I check the type, print type empty dict. So the class is dictionary. So you can create an empty dictionary by just typing the braces, the curly braces, or you can create a dictionary inserting key value pairs into it. Okay, so now the next thing I'd love to show you is, okay, so keys must be unique. Let me explain what this means to you now. So if for instance I have this my dictionary, let me copy this. If for instance I have another pair called name, me call this Job. If I print my dictionary, the name is going to be Job. Now if I print dict, the name is Job because it picks the last value on that name. This way it works. So the next thing I'll show you is how to access the values in dictionary. So if for instance I want to access Job, for instance, so to do that, print dict name. So Job. This is basically how to access a value inside the dictionary. So if I want to access age, I have to just type in the age. If I want to access the grade, I just type in the grade. So this is basically how to access. There's another way to access values in a dictionary using the get inbuilt functions. For instance, let me say dict. Okay, let me say print dict dot get. Let me get age. Okay, 25. So this is another way to access values in a dictionary. There are basically two ways. So if for instance now I try getting a value that is not present, if I insert a key that is not present in the dictionary, for instance, let me say group, it will print none. Okay, to print none. But if I want to specify what to print, if this is not available, I can say not available. Okay, I print this now, it shows not available, right? So if you just type in the key that is not available in the dictionary, the output will be none, but you can specify the output you want to see if it is not available. Okay, so then the next thing I'll show you is how to modify the dictionary. So if for instance I want to change age to 35, type in dict, which is the name of the dictionary, and then age equal to 35. And then print dict. Print dict. Oh, I did not put this in braces. Okay, so age has been changed to 35. Okay, so if for instance I want to delete the name Job from this dictionary, use the keyword del, then delete dict name. Let me print dictionary, print it, so you can see that it has been removed. So the name, the pair name, has been removed from the dictionary. So this is how to delete, and this is how to change So if for instance I want to add, let me say, a name to this dictionary, I'll just write the dic name, equal to Ngozi. Okay, this is a key that does not exist, and this is a value that does not exist. So automatically Python will know that you're trying to add this to the dictionary. Okay, so if I print dict, see that has been added. So the name has been appended to the dictionary. This is basically how to add. Just call out the name of the dictionary and then give a new key and then assign a value to the key, and it automatically be appended to the dictionary. Okay, so the next thing I will show you is the dictionary methods. That is basically how to get out only the keys, only the values, or both the keys and the values. So for instance, if I want to get out the keys, I want to get out the keys in this dictionary, I'll use the keys inbuilt function. So let me say, for instance, I want to get out the keys now. Dict dot keys. Let me create a variable that will hold this. Let me call it keys, since we are talking about keys. Okay, so now if I print keys, you'll see all the keys in the dictionary on the output. So dictionary keys are grade, age, and name. So if for instance I want to print out only the values, let me say value is equal to dict dot value. Okay, so if I print values, output will contain only the values in the dictionary. Okay, dict dot values. Okay, so these are the values inside the dictionary, A35. And so if I want to print the items, that I want the keys and the values, the pairs, to be together, use the inbuilt function items. So let me say item is equal to dict dot items. So print items. So as you can see, this is the tuple. The pairs has been displayed. So these are the dictionary methods you can use to get out only the keys, only the values, or the items together. Then the next thing I'll show you is iterating over dictionary. Basically, you can use loops to iterate over dictionaries, over keys, over values or items. Okay, so for instance, if I want to iterate over the keys in this dictionary, I'll say for keys in dict dot keys, print keys. Okay, so this is basically, so you can do anything you want, you can perform any operations around here. So if I want to iterate over values, same thing. Let me say for I in dict dot values. Okay, print I. So if I display this, only the values will be iterated. If I want to iterate over the items in the dictionary, use the dict.item. So let me say for items in dict.items, print items. So basically all the pairs have been iterated. This is basically how to iterate over dictionary keys, values, or item. So the next thing I'll show you is nested dictionary. Simply a dictionary inside a dictionary. So you can actually create a dictionary inside a dictionary. Let me say for instance students underscore info, okay, is equal to curly braces, another curly braces, because trying to create a dictionary inside a dictionary, okay. But then you have to, for each dictionary inside a dictionary, you have to create a variable that holds that set of units. For instance, let me say class one, for instance, okay. For class 1 we have name colon, let's say Uju, then comma, let's say age colon 6, comma, let's say grade colon A. Then you insert a comma and then create the second nested tuple. Let's say class 2 colon curly braces. Let's call this, let's say name colon Ada, comma, let's say age colon 7, comma, grade colon say B. Okay, so you can let me arrange this better. Let me arrange this to be more organized. Okay, so print student info, copy this, Control C, Control Z. Okay, Control V. So let's print this. So this is basically a nested dictionary, a dictionary inside a dictionary. Okay, so another thing I'll show you is how to access values inside a nested dictionary. So for instance, if I want to access class 2 age, I want to access that, print control V student info brackets class 2 bracket age. Okay, so with this I'll get out age. So if you want to access class and name, just in the box bracket insert class 1 and then name. So this is basically how to access values inside a nested dictionary. Okay, so the next thing I'll talk about is dictionary comprehension. So if for instance I have let me say I have a dictionary called student grade, and then it contains name and the grade of a student. For instance, let me say John scored 69, comma, Ada scored 80. Hero scored 90, and then Alice scored 49, for an instance. Okay, and then you want to find out students that scored above 50. These are the set of persons that are qualified to be promoted. So to do that, I'll give my new dictionary name, new dic is equal to, creating a dictionary comprehension is simply same as list, just that you use the curly braces and your expression should be in pairs, that is, should be in item pairs form. So x colon y for x comma y in student grade dot items. Very important, dot items what you use, because you want it to be in form of because that's to be in pairs, and the pairs is item. So I want only students with score above 50. If y is greater than 50, okay, this is what I want. So let's run this. I forgot to print. Print new dic. So you can actually create a dictionary out of a dictionary using the list comprehension to do that. So basically I have only John, Ada and Hugh. These are the persons that scored above 50. So this is how you go about your list comprehension. The syntax is the expression the iteration, and the condition. The condition is not mandatory, it's optional, okay? So if at all I remove this, I can still get an answer, okay? So the condition is not mandatory. So the last thing I would love to show you is how to merge dictionaries together. So if for instance I have two dictionary, let me call this dic 1 equal to let me say, to make it easier for me, let me copy the same thing. Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and let me say D1 D and paste, Control V for this D2. Let me call this happy. So okay, so I left Alice here because I want to show you something. Let me change this to 50. So now to merge these dictionaries together, let me call this merge dic. Okay, so what you do, your bracket, and then use the asterisk, double asterisk, then you type in the name of the first dictionary, comma, double asterisk, then the name of the second dictionary. Okay, if you have more, you go on and on and on and on and on. Okay, so now if I print merge dic, see that, okay, just to use the coily braces. Alright, so I basically merged it. As you can see, Alice is 50. Alice is 50 because you can't have two keys. You can't have a key appearing twice, okay, based on the definition of so based on this, keys must be unique and immutable, okay? So Alice has to be unique, and it takes the last value of a key appearing more than once. So thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.